Jesse Rosinsky. Welcome back to the Jesse Rosinsky Show. Today, I just want to get onto the whole COVID response. I was going to wait till tomorrow, but it's halftime. It's been on my mind. And I'm not really good at waiting when something's on my mind, because I'm really good at forgetting stuff. So let's just jump right into last year. Remember when someone made the travel ban from China and other places? I believe that was January. Last I checked, he got told he was being a racist and he was xenophobic, that there was no reason to do it, and they did it too early. And that went on through Mayor de Blasio in New York, Joe Biden himself, Nancy Pelosi, many people said that him doing that, there's zero point to it, and he was just being racist, and to come, live your life, do everything as normal. There's nothing wrong. Everything's okay. Which then, when all hell broke loose, for lack of a better term, it got turned into he didn't act fast enough, he's not doing enough, this is all his fault, and everyone that dies is on his hands. Then he said that they were going to get vaccines by the end of the year, which is pretty much unheard of. And there's at least, I think, 3 that actually got done to prove they're working, which is unheard of and unfathomable how fast that happened. And when he left office, pretty sure they were around just under 1 million people a day getting vaccinated. Which again, is amazing. And if you can't say that, you are what's wrong with the country. I've had conversations with people that have told me that, he didn't do enough. It's like, well, he acted 2 months before any of the other side did anything when they all said he was crazy and racist and everything. So you have to say him doing that probably did save lives. You can't say it didn't. And like, no, I can't say that. That's what's wrong with this, because even when someone does something right, there's so much vile hatred from what they see from all kinds of useless places like MSNBC, CNN, The Daily Fail, people going off on The View, celebrities saying they want to punch him in the face and assassinate him. Madonna said she wanted to blow up the White House. I mean, all of that, the people listened to it and, just fell into it, but he did do a mesmerizing job, no matter what you have to say about him, to get those vaccines and everything done. And the amount of time it happened is amazing. Never happened before. And he did do the travel ban and all kinds of other things. Quarantining U.S. citizens, for Christ's sake. And there are still people that turn around when it really got bad, so that he didn't act soon enough when he was saying, travel ban, keep people from here, from coming here that might have it, from hot zones of it. I mean, China, Europe, all kinds of places. And there's people still saying that he didn't act fast enough. When there are people right around the end of March saying, go to the streets, still live your normal life, nothing to worry about. And then, a week later, they're slinging mud and all hell was breaking loose. So after all of that, we then listened to how many months now? I don't know. I lost track. It was a lot. Probably the whole time. That he's, not doing anything right. And that the Democrats and Joe Biden, they have this plan. This grand plan that's going to save everyone. And hold COVID in check. I mean, they've been saying it for probably, we're coming up on a year, I believe. Almost there. For months and months, that's what they ran on. He's killing people, everything, blood's on his hands for every life lost. And yet here we finally are. Joe Biden, improbable, he gets in, he wins. And how did he put it? Oh yeah. They can't do anything to change the trajectory of COVID for the next couple months. That was the big plan. He ran all this time, all those months, all the commercials, all the debates, all of everything. With all of them running their sucks on all the networks, that they have the plan to put this thing in check and finally nip it in the butt. And I think it was, day 2? I mean, on second full day, I think it might have been, the second day in total. Might have been the second full day. There's nothing we could do to change the trajectory of COVID for the next couple months. So his grand plan was we have nothing. We're going to keep vaccinating people at the pace that President Trump already was. Literally, that's their pace. The number they're looking for is 1 million a day, and we are over 900,000 a day. So I mean, they pretty much want to keep it exactly. I mean, like where it is already. People say, "Oh, there's a few 10,000 differences." Yeah, a few. But saying he was doing a bad job and there's no this and there's no that. He's just terrible. Everything's on his hands. And they turn around and their plan that they ran on was absolutely nothing. Literally throwing in the towel and saying there's nothing we can do to slow down the trajectory of what's going to happen. Like, how is that a plan? I mean, you run for months and months and say there's a plan, and then your exact plan is we're going to keep doing everything we're doing. Literally. Masks, shutdowns. They're changing the quarantine rules, whatever. Say vaccinate at the same rate. I mean, how is that the big plan that's going to change everything? Does that mean we could say that every citizen that dies, all the blood's on his hands then? Because he said he had this great plan to change everything and save the day and stop it, and now it's exact, words that they released to the world. Well, there's nothing we can do to make a difference at all. And that's pretty much because they notice through all the months he never actually said what his plan was. We have a plan to nip it in the butt. And their plan is to keep doing exactly what's going on. And they're going to take credit for vaccines and all that, even though they're already up at the numbers they are at right now. I don't care what side you're on, but to run for months and months saying that this dude is killing these people and every death is on his hands, and you have the better plan to save everything, and then your exact plan is to pretty much stay exactly on pace that we're at right now for vaccinations. And that's it. Who is going to mandate masks on federal property? Well, he already broke that on his first night, just sheer minutes after he signed the thing. That's not a change. That's going to nip anything in the butt. And I don't care who did it. I have a problem with that. Run forever and ever and ever. Berate a human being. Say that you're the one that's going to save it. You have the grand plan that's going to fix everything, and then you have nothing. So we're just going to keep doing what we're doing. I'm sorry. That's not a plan. I mean, I in my heart didn't think he had a plan. Except more lockdowns or stuff like that. Because they don't have the authority to do a lot of things. Doesn't mean they wouldn't try. They've proven that a lot, but we're going to keep, we're going to do 100 million vaccinations in 100 million days. Well, right now, before you got in office, we were going to be pretty close to hitting that. So that's nothing different after you said that he was killing people with his plan or lack thereof. And anyone that, knows me knows I don't like liars, thieves, cheaters, hypocrites. They're not my favorite people on the planet because they don't help anything. They just make things worse. It doesn't actually fix anything. So to run for that long and spew that much mud out of the whole entire left side is kind of ridiculous. And that's the only word I can use that's appropriate for this right here. I don't like it. You shouldn't like it. If you voted for him, saying that, thinking he's got the plan, he's going to fix everything, and there's absolutely nothing different than what we're already doing, you should be just as upset, if not more upset than me. Because they ran saying they were going to do something better to fix everything, and there's nothing we can do to change the trajectory of the coronavirus over the next couple months. Which is the exact definition of not having a plan that's going to do anything. It's just one of those things that grinded my gears down. And what else is he doing? You saw the caravan, people coming. I'm sure there's lots more people. Because not allowing immigration during this time, and you can't guarantee everyone isn't sick or anything, who they are. Sorry, that should be happening. Look at all the people that close borders from like their neighboring countries because they don't want to chance anyone getting in, except for essential personnel, which truck drivers, like all these things. Those people, they need to travel across borders to provide products, food, medicine, all kinds of things. But you know, I don't know. Maybe I just have a problem with the hypocrisy again. It's a big key in everything that I always talk about, but yeah, that's not a plan. If you think that's a plan, you're insane. Because it's literally the same thing that you guys were all just digging and digging and digging a grave for Trump over. And here we are, going to keep doing the same thing. Which is pathetic. And I hope all of you are just as miserable and upset as I am about it. Because it is a giant crock of steamy you-know-what. Yeah, had to get that off again. Like, comment, share. Find me on YouTube. I always post them there too, so you can find me on there if you don't want to be on Facebook. Don't blame you. I'm on Rumble. And stay safe out there. Be nice to one another. Have some conversations. And I'll talk to you again later this week. So until then, peace.